What's up, Pokemon Family 2 fam? Hope you're having a great day today, guys. So, let's talk about the Pokemon singles market right now. Since I am mostly in singles, most of my inventory is mostly singles. I sell mostly singles on my eBay. I just wanted to just go ahead and give you guys kind of like my own playbook right now that I'm doing and why I think right now is a massive opportunity in the market right now for Pokemon. Especially the singles. I would still say I still think that the sealed product is going to drop. I think, like in my opinion, I still think there's still a lot of room for sealed product to drop in price. Um, we can talk about that in a later video, but as far as singles right now, I really wanted to highlight something that I think a lot of people are not talking about. Okay, and right now, what we're hearing all over the Pokemon market, right? Of prices continuously going up. There's not enough product for everybody. There's not enough, cards to go around for everyone. And yes, that is all true. I'm not saying that's not valid, okay? But let's look at the facts, okay? We have to really ask the right questions in order to know how to navigate this market. The right questions that we should be asking is this demand that we see today. How many of these people are actually authentic collectors? Do you think it's 100% of everybody that's buying up all the product? Do you think 100% of them are all actual authentic collectors? I'm going to go ahead and say absolutely not. I'm going to go ahead and go with my own thesis and tell you that I believe, even though I don't have any type of, I don't have evidence or charts or pie charts to back up this claim, right? So I'm just guessing. But I'm willing to bet that maybe 40 to maybe even half of the people that are buying everything right now are not true actual collectors. There are people who are just buying a product. They caught a trend on TikTok or on Facebook or on Instagram, and they've jumped on the trend while the trend was going up and up and up back last year in 2024. And people are just here to make some money. And the reason why that's my thesis is because I'm looking at charts right now of a lot of these singles, okay? And this is what I exactly predicted for the way things are going to crash in the future, okay? People think that sealed product is safe. Sealed product still I can't even talk. Sealed product is the index to protect your money. It's the you know the safe haven, to protect your money when it comes to the singles, the volatility of the singles, the volatility of the slabs. And I'm here to tell you that's absolutely not true. Okay? Sealed product is actually not a safe haven because just because it's not dropping as hard right now does not necessarily mean that it won't drop hard. Okay? Now the singles are more liquid. The singles are extremely liquid because there's more copies of them. Hence, there's more people that have the copies of these cards. And when we see big dumps on singles, that is why you see an aggressive price drop on these singles. Let me go ahead and give you an example. Surgeon Sparks for the Pikachu SIR. The single on that card was worth $500 all time high. Okay. Now it's at $340. So that's about like a 35% drop from $500 to $340. And it's still dropping, by the way, still dropping aggressively. That tells me that the people that are dumping the Pikachu SIR from Surgeon Sparks, okay, the best card in probably going to be one of the best cards in the entire Scarlet and Violet era, right? People are dumping that card, and I think that's a huge, tremendous mistake. If I'm a collector, I'm holding on to that card for a very, very long time. But I think it's getting dumped right now because the people that are just here to make money, just here to make quick flips, try to do some grading plays, who really don't really care about the actual hobby, are the ones who are dumping the price right now. which is what I predicted in the beginning of the year. It's a seller's market. If you guys have been following me this entire time, you guys hear me all the time, me talking about a seller's market because there's more sellers than there are buyers, right? Because the prices are so expensive on everything. Now that we see this price drop on the singles right now, Charizard EX from 151, Pikachu EX, Umbreon EX from Prismatic is dropping as well. You know, we're talking about 20, 25, 30% on some of these cards. That leads me to believe that there's still a lot more to go because of such high aggressive price trends that we saw last year of these cards just going through the moon, basically, or going to the moon, as they would say. It's going to come down as just as hard when things get rough and when things get volatile and when things are uncertain. Okay, if you don't believe me, go look up Pokemon, or not Pokemon. Look up the Pikachu EX SIR from Surgeon Sparks, or 151 from Charizard EX for both 151 and Paldean Fates. Go look up those cards. Um, those cards are the health of the actual, in my opinion, those cards, the top cards in every single set is going to be the health of the whole set, right? So if Pikachu EX, for example, if the Pikachu EX SIR is down 35% and it's from Surging Sparks, right? That leads me to believe that Surging Sparks later down the road for sealed will probably get dumped, okay? Now, here's like what I would do if you're pretty much caught right now in this correction that we're in, okay? For singles right now, I think it's a good opportunity to start buying some singles from these cards that I just listed. Pikachu EX from Surging, 151 Charizard, Paldean Charizard, even the Mega Card from Paldea Evolved. These cards right now are taking a hit. And right now is probably a good time to buy these cards and probably do a grading play. You can start grading them now, right? Because here's the thing, guys. Last year, since I sell singles, I get messages all the time back then last year where people want to buy these cards at all-time highs and asking me if it's PSA 10 worthy. I get those messages all the time last year when the market was soaring through the roof. And I always knew, man, this was going to bite people. This is going to bite people in the butt, dude. I knew it. Because I knew when this market ends, especially for the slabs and for the raw cards, right? I'm not saying this is the end right here. We might have like another leg up. We'll see what happens, right? But I just knew that this was going to catch people off guard because the money that was being made last year was extremely easy. Now that the easy money is gone, now that we're caught in this correction, we don't know what's going to end. It may drop lower. Now is the time where you want to buy. Okay, this is the time where you want to accumulate. Even if it continues to drop lower. Let's say Pikachu EX is at 340, and let's say it drops down to 300. Okay, or let's say it drops down to 280, right? You bought one for 340, drops down to 280. What would I do? I would probably just buy another one. Then your cost basis is going to be a lot lower than $340. Let's say your cost basis would be $300 for just the Pikachu EX from Surging, right? Drops down another leg down. Let's say it goes down to 250. Let's say it goes down to 240. I just buy another one. And then you just keep buying until it bottoms out eventually. Okay? And then it'll stay stagnant for a while. That will indicate to you that that's a bear market. If it's staying low for a long period of time and it's just not budging, you know, and that will indicate to me that that's a bear market, right? Or we started the bear market. So this is the time right now to start accumulating because all-time high $500 Pikachu EX from Surging. Everybody wanted it. Everybody wanted to do a grade play on it. Everybody thought they were being smart to try to, get a PSA 10 and then try to sell it for however much it was. But nobody wants to take the money that they have right now and put it towards a way cheaper Pikachu EX. I'm just using that as my example. But I'm using it as a full example for the whole singles market where singles are down quite heavily right now. This is an opportunity to do the things you want to do at a cheaper price and have some upside for the future. Scarlet and Violet's going to be a great era the next few years. Once we clear out all this leverage and all these scalpers, and once we clear everybody out, once we get washed out, because we will eventually get all washed out, okay? The strong hands will prevail, the weak hands will sell, and Scarlet and Violet will do very well long term because the cards and the art and just the whole thing in general, I love Scarlet and Violet. I'm really bullish on Scarlet and Violet, just as I was bullish with Sword and Shield. Sword and Shield is going nuclear, in my opinion. It's going nuclear. Scarlet and Violet would have the same effect the next few years down the road. But not right now because it's not the time for it right now. We're still on the print run for this era. So this is going to be a washout. We're going to see people start panic selling, start capitulating, start selling their collections at 60%, 70%, right? So the time right now, if you're trying to accumulate your singles, your chase cards, is going to be at this time right now. When things are going down, when things are dipping, you dollar cost average down, and you just keep dollar cost averaging down until eventually starts the bottom. Then you can make your play, start grading, or just hold, and then just hold for the long term. It's really that simple. Okay, it actually is that simple, but it's about people's temperament. People don't have the temperament to hold, right? Especially if you got caught in this correction and you just got rug pulled, right? You didn't expect it to happen. You didn't see it coming, right? That's what it feels like when you get caught in a correction. We're all in a correction right now, okay? Last thing you want to do is sell. The only time you ever want to sell is if it's an emergency situation. If you need the cash right away and it's emergency, like a hospital visit or whatever the case where somebody's dying, that's completely different circumstances, okay? But if you're panic selling just because you're scared, then you're making a huge mistake, in my opinion, right? This will subside. If we go through a crash, it will subside. You will just wash out all the weak hands that are not supposed to be in this hobby, and you will find the true collectors again who deserve to have these cards at the actual price, not these inflated prices that we see today. So that's what I would do, guys. That's the plays that I'm utilizing right now. I'm going to continue to accumulate, continue to buy more hits. I'll probably do some great plays. I'll probably send some cards to PSA, right? Now that we're cheaper right now on the singles for the raw singles. And take advantage right now because right now this is an opportunity, not just in Pokemon, but all macro markets right now on a macro scale. And the time to buy is when the fear and the panic set in after a huge euphoric phase that we just went through last year back in December. It was the euphoric sentiment that everyone had. So do not make the mistake to panic sell. Instead, look at it as an opportunity to invest more, to accumulate more, and you should be fine long term. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a great rest of your day, guys. Peace.